Hey guys, I am working on another project, and this is another scratch build project, and it is for a security pole. It's going to be a pole that if I want to move it from one spot to another, I can, because the cameras are going to be wireless. So the only thing I'd have to do is make sure wherever I put it is there's power. Where there's power, I'll have a camera, or should have a camera feed. Long as the antennas can reach the main control box, which is what I'm working on, because the control box is here at the house, and there's like a small camp down this way where I'm going to be putting a pole, and it's like 300 feet, something like that. And I don't know, I looked it up on Google, and it said outside streaming or whatever, not having to go through walls or nothing, field streaming or whatever, it's like 300 something. So what I'm doing, or 2 something, I don't know, but I'll have to look it up again. I'll give you the those numbers up here, wherever it's at. But anyhow, I'm going to add extra antennas on there, on both sides, on the console or the receiver part at the house, and then also I'm going to add antennas on the cameras, which I've kind of already got started. But I want to show you my diagram and kind of walk you around what I've got and the reason why I'm doing it. Okay, this is the pole laying down. This is like at the top. I'd put like a little pan up there, kind of serve as a roof a little bit to help keep some of the water off of the units, which they're outside units, but I'm from old school. You protect everything from the weather. But here is where I'm going to put the cameras. I'm going to mount it on one on each side of this board, and this is a treated piece of board. On the other side, I've got a box, which I'm going to put a plug-in on it, where I can put the adapter here to adapt for the cameras, and then the light itself is rated for 110. But now I'm going to put the camera up under here, shining down, where anybody walking up, the camera is sensitive, motion censored, and the camera, the light will shine on the cameras where they'll see them. Because if you don't have that, somebody breaking in, they could tear up a lot of stuff before you finally get there. But if a light comes on showing there are cameras there, night vision cameras, and it also, they'll see the antennas. The antennas are going to be down here, right up underneath. This is going down the pole. And this pole's probably about 22 foot or something. Now I ran another tube here, this smaller tube here, conduit for the other wires. The big one's going to have the 110 wire, the main power source, coming up to the top, powering everything up here in the box for the cameras, for the light. And then for the motion detector, I moved it down, way down here, about 8 foot or 7 foot from the bottom. This is where the motion detector is going to go. This is actually the motion detector here. It's going to be wired into that hole there. It needed to be closer to the ground, or near from down there. See, that's got a good distance there. Motion detector here, and the light is going to be way down there, and the camera is going to be way down there, and the antenna is going to be way down there. And then I'll run the wire out to the bottom of the pole, which I've got a split right here where the 110 wire could come out and go underground and go inside and be plugged in. Now here's my print, my blueprints or whatever. as I drew out before I even got started. As you can see, here's the light, the cameras, the pan at the top. But over here, I've showed the pan at the top, the light, power source coming in, the two cameras, and then the motion detector here. And then this comes on down the ground. This is the edge of the roof. And this pipe would come on down. And I'm going to strap it in place where I can move it. And I'm going to use those theft non-tampered screws. I don't think it's the right pronunciation of that. Theft-proof screws. Where I can move it and maybe nobody will mess with it. But here's the light. As you can see, I had to add a lot of cord to it. Enough to go down that conduit. Now I didn't have the correct colors to hook back up to what their colors are. So I made a little diagram here, or a little schematic or something here, telling me what wires to hook back up, because I've got to be able to run them wires. Here's the cameras. I've added longer cables on them, and they're going to go to these homemade antennas. Now these homemade antennas are a little bigger than what you buy. I'm going to see if that helps the range, but if it don't, I will order the outside antennas and see if I can get a range, because I need that range. I need that 300-foot range. But I made these with the welder, and it's a really nice little welder, because I'm able to tack weld these little homemade springs. I made the springs, and I'm able to tack weld them and not burn through the other wire. Now this other wire here is those signs. You know, the signs you drive in the ground and you put some kind of advertisement on them. That's what this long wire here is. This here is just a tube, metal tube, like this here. That's the leftover. But I made two of these, one for each camera, and we'll see how it works. But here's the welder. It's one of those Chicago Electrics, and 125s that you get from Harbor Freight. Yeah, I like it so far. It's done real good. Now the only thing I've added to it is a dog collar up here, to where I can hook my cables up here, and they are hooked on the side. So this is portable. I can carry it around anywhere as I need to go. I added a bag up here where I could add extra welding tips and stuff. But I do have a little welding here to do. Like I said earlier, it is a scratch build. I like to take just crap and put it together, and that's what I'm doing here. And but I got to fill this in here, this here, and what I'm going to be doing with that to fill it in is I'm going to use some of this leftover rod here, and use a little MIG welder, and I'm going to blow this in that crack there to fill it in. So I'll be doing that in a little bit. There's two more things that I did. I got because it's warming up now. We're in Louisiana. It goes from cold to hot overnight. But I got out of that shirt because it was starting to get warm. The flame-proof shirt, and I got a flame-proof vest. But anyhow, when I got it, when it come in, it had this long strap here, which I'm going to demonstrate. It come down to here, and this hung way down here. No protection right here. So what I did is I cut this off here, cut it off from there, and I added some Velcro. Where I can just Velcro it up closer. Yeah, but my beard was getting burnt because it comes out from under the hood. So I got this mask. I wear it to town sometimes. The COVID thing going on, you know. And this mask will help cover my beard up. Now I'm going to adjust it in down here, zoom it in. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but if you can't, I'll show you the after. I weld it, but I'm fixing to get started. Okay guys, I'm still getting used to this machine. I had it set on low. It's got a switch on minimum or maximum. My old unit, which doesn't work anymore, but it had a dial where you could dial it in. And but anyhow, it had a cold well on it. I had to grind it down. But yeah, the little filler rod worked pretty good. And I went on to grind it down some because the cold well that was on there. And I'm really not a super good welder anyhow. But it did fill it all in. The crack was right here. Somewhere right up in here. Yeah. But let me get a little further along here, putting the wires and stuff in, and I'll catch you up again. Okay guys, you know, when you're fabricating, it takes a lot of trying this and trying that and cutting this and nudging that and replacing this, and that's what I've had to do. But I did want to show you what I have got, literally, and how far along I have. So let me show you. Okay, I've got the light up here set. This is how it would look outside, but the wire, the connecting wire, is going to be too short. I got to lengthen it. I got to lengthen the power wires for the cameras. Go in this box under here. Everything goes under here. Goes in that box. Well, goes in that box right there. And but that ain't a big deal. I've got the antennas on here, but I may have to add a support thing up here, a piece of rubber or something to help support the top because they're pretty big. Now the next thing I gotta lengthen is the wires here for the motion detector. These little wires are too short. All the wires I gotta lengthen. No big deal, it's just time consuming. But and this is adjustable. See, I can angle it down or angle it straight. This would be about a few inches above roof level, but it would be able to pick up from the ground. I've got the 110 wire run. That's it on the ground out there. And I've got all the wires run. I got the wires run for this. They're under here. But I got to lengthen them. Then I can hook these up. And then when I lengthen the power leads for the two cameras and the light, then I can hook them up that box and put the cover on it. Here's the cover, it goes on the other side. So that's pretty much it for now. I am real pleased with it. I'm excited about getting it finished and getting it put up where it can start protecting a certain area down there. Here on the property we did have a little trouble. We think it was a transit or somebody looking for a place to live got in one of the little trailers down there, and this should stop it. The light would come on, the cameras would be already rolling, they'll see the cameras, and that will probably run them off because they can tear up more stuff getting in a trailer to get housing before you can get down there. And but if they see the light and everything, then see the cameras, that should take care of it. Alright guys, that may be a part 2, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure this is going to work out good.
Viewing the video or giving us a like or subscribing makes us want to bring on a little more entertainment. Don't you agree?